United we stand. Divided we what? There we go. The gifts of innovation. Innovation is very important to the village of Dolton regarding the administration, the trustees, everyone here. Innovation means what? Doing some things differently, including everyone, but also making sure that we have a renewed spirit among the residents here in Dolton. This is my first meeting back after losing my better half. Healing. Everybody said, where you been? Healing. Healing is what I'm asking for the residents of Dolton to do. United we stand. This is something that I read at the ministry. The entire board that works together to achieve what is best for our village. We stand in agreement with the help and process. People join because of great vision. People leave because of poor leadership. So, there's a little word that I always use. I was blessed with this when I was 12 years old. They said you have a gift of community. There's a little word in community. Does anybody know what it is? Unity. There we go. There's unity. We are here all together. No big eyes and no little U's. So, Dolton, we must begin to heal together in unity. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brianna. I am a resident of Dolton. I appreciate the opportunity to just come speak today, share some thoughts and some questions. That not only comes from me, but also comes from my twin. She lives in Dolton as well, but she just couldn't come tonight. First, I want to say congratulations to you all. I also like to ask, I think I touched it, so can y'all still hear me? Okay, cool. So first, I would like to ask about the businesses that are operating in Dolton. I'm planning to come here. Alright, so first I would like to ask about the businesses that are currently operating in Dolton, and the ones that are on the agenda that plan on getting licensures today. What commitments are they making to support the community in real meaningful ways, and how can our local government ensure that these commitments are upheld and businesses are held accountable? Second, my question is, how can we as residents have more say in what kind of businesses are allowed to enter our community? For me and many of my peers that live in Dolton, it's important for us to have a community that there are places to help us raise our children, places where they are seen, can learn and develop their potential. We would like access to spaces that support growth, skill development, and community well-being. I also want to ask about broader community involvement. Is it possible for Dolton to implement a participatory budgeting process? I heard that Lansing is using this model as well as other cities across the country. A model like that would allow residents to have a direct voice in how public resources are allocated, making budgeting more transparent, inclusive, and equitable. Again, it's called participatory budgeting process. And then on a more specific note, and I want to make sure I say this, because this is what my twin told me, okay? She said she has a concern about Blackstone Avenue, where she lives. She mentioned that there have been cones placed along the road where the potholes are. So does that mean that road work is finally underway? And if so, what's the timeline for repairs on Blackstone? And then finally, I'd like to raise an issue about flooding. I know that you all are all familiar with our city's infrastructure, but my question is, what initial steps is the village taking to address the aging city systems that are contributing to the flooding? And as we work towards long-term solutions, what should residents know in the event of future flooding, especially when it's not just due to rain, but a failure of the infrastructure? And then before I close, I want to share that I'm also part of a community-led initiative called Community and Company. On Instagram, you can find it under community company _. We're working on our first asset mapping project where we identify the strengths, resources, and opportunity within our neighborhood. Today, I'm inviting all residents to be a part of the early stages as we're launching our soft survey to gather initial input. So if you see me afterwards, please connect with me, and then even on Instagram too, community company _. Thank you.
I think you timed that well. You hit the 3 minute mark. I heard a few questions, so I'm going to let you go through, and then we'll also be available after this meeting to elaborate, because I would imagine some of these answers may trigger additional questions that we should be able to connect what commitment our business is making to this community. Businesses are, of course, committing that they're going to be responsible for paying their fair share of property taxes. We insist that they clean up their property. That's not happening. That ongoing communications, and I will continue to insist that until we make that a full-blown reality. And we are also encouraging that they hire Dolton residents. So we're coming up with community benefit agreements that we can get them to enter into as we go through this process. I do have to highlight that many of the businesses on here, we have over 100 businesses that are overdue for business license because of an outdated same process. So as we see many of the businesses come up, that's been the work of this board coming up with a process to circumvent what was going on in the previous administration, because we saw the need. Individuals were not even able to have to get attorneys just for business license. So we corrected that, which will reduce in the long term our legal needs as well as the cost of litigation. Another question is saying, how do we get a voice in the business process? I think that we will be introducing when businesses are coming to our town. We want to have them come and introduce at public platforms, that be committee of the whole or team of the trustees.
Yes.
Again, I'll say this is not something that we're just saying as an apparition. We've already had businesses come to team of the trustees for more communication, and I feel like in a more business-friendly or open culture environment, they will continue to come. Participating in the budget process. The budget process in itself requires a public hearing.
Yes.
And we've done this in previous administrations where we make the budget open to the public, and we will do that again. In fact, it will be a public hearing upcoming. We are targeting this upcoming committee of the whole. This one will be a bit unique because we are a year behind on the budget, but as we will follow the same process moving forward. I'll talk a little bit more about that. This will be the first time I need to do it in the mayor's report. I was trying to think in public comments, but I think I'll stall this for a minute. Blackstone Avenue, we're at Blackstone Avenue. 51st. A couple of people drive over there already. I can see. Okay, we can make sure that we follow. We'll make sure we follow. And trustee Steve, he can follow up with them. We can have some regular communication. We're actually, yeah. And then our aging systems and what to do in case of future flooding. We are coming up with a more comprehensive plan because that is a tragedy, to say for lack of better words. We are in the transition phases. I wish I could say we have a firm plan for but it's going to start with an evaluation of what we're looking into, which is going to be all village-wide. And with that, it will tell us how much it's going to cost to do priorities of blocks. So there will be more coming.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. I realize that each time I come up here, I never tell my name. So, my name is Bree, B-R-E-E. I just want to touch a little bit on yard waste. Branches that have been sitting in my yard on the public side. They've been there since last year. I talked to Public Works Department because I got to put one of my yard waste bags out. I was told by one person that there are 2 pickups before 2 o'clock, I believe. And I was told the same thing last year. And I just want a little clarification on the pickup times. Because they come so early, and I forget to put them out in the evening. But the tree branches and the twigs are falling from the tree in front of lately. So if there's somebody else that I can speak to, or if I can just get some clarification on the yard waste pickup, because that's been an issue.
I'm looking for, if you can, we can get your gentleman's hand raised.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maria. That will conclude citizens' address portion of this meeting. Next, we'll go into general announcements. Any general announcements at this time? Trustee Dutch.
So we have the Dolton tea. It sounds funny to say, right? We're going from tea with the trustees to the Dolton tea because our mayor insists that he will continue to be at those monthly meetings, which is very humble and graceful. So Dolton tea will be Saturday, May 10th. Starts at 9:30. It'll be here in this location. I believe we have someone that will be discussing solar issues and then also just things that's going on for the future of Dolton and what you guys would like to see out of the new village administration. That's all I have. Dolton.
Thank you very much, trustee. Any additional comments at this time?
May I recognize?
Of course, trustee Norwood.
Thank you for allowing me to speak here. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I have just a few announcements. So I'd first like to thank Thornridge High School for having me at their decision day. The seniors announced their colleges that they were attending, and it was such a joyous moment. I share it to you guys. It was so amazing. I'd like to thank Trustee Brown, Stan Brown, for joining me. I'd also like to thank our new mayor for doing such a great job as the guest speaker at Thornridge's senior luncheon yesterday. He really rocked the house. I'd also like to thank Dolton Park for inviting me to the Boys and Girls ribbon cutting on Monday. Congratulations to the Boys and Girls ribbon cutting.
Yes.
I love the partnership they're working in our community with mentoring the youth. So if you have children in your home, guys, feel free to contact my favorite park district, Dolton Park, to see how you all could participate with the mentorship. One thing that they stated is that they need attendance. So if the summer is approaching us, then it'll be a really good thing to have the children have something to do this summer. So make sure you contact Dolton Park. Last but not least, America's Party. I cannot forget America's Party. So we are celebrating this Saturday. I know we haven't had an official community celebration after the inauguration. So this Saturday, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., after tea with the trustees, we'll relocate to the Royal State, and we'll celebrate, guys. You all know that a community that celebrates together stays together, okay? Last but not least, I do have a Skyline ticket, so you all feel free to email me. Every year I have them, and this year I have 2 separate dates, so email me at bnorwood@vodolton.org. Thank you all so much, and you all look nice today.
Trustee Stan Brown.
I'd like to piggyback on Trustee Norwood. She didn't hang out with her the other day up at the school. I can tell I'm getting old. It was just very enlightening to hear it was actually signing day at Thornridge High School, and they must have named about 3 students that was going to Loud, 4 was going to Spelman, 2 was going to Howard, 1 was going to Morehouse. They had about 3 of them going to the University of Chicago. A couple of them was going to South Suburban College. And it was just enlightening to be there to see all those youngsters walk across the stage, signing to go away to college like that. And I'd like to thank Ms. Alma Moody. She's a 205 District School Board member, and Ms. Moody, you guys are doing a heck of a job out there, 205. Appreciate you. And also, I'd like to touch on what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Southland Softball Association, which I'll be heading, and we're in conjunction. the village of Dolton is connected with the Dolton Park District. We're gonna have teams from Calumet City, fire and police, because anyone that can play, Calumet City will be coming to play. We got Riverdale, we got South Harlem, we got Harvey, we got Riverdale, we got Blue Island, we got University Park, and of course we got the Dolton Stars. So we're gonna get a chance to see Keanu Belcher a little better than him. And do the softball. This is a portion of the team that's up here. So this actually is going to be a fun field Saturday on the Saturday at Dolton Park with all the different Southland communities coming together. I talked with the mayor Mark and he said he can play a little bit. The mayor of University Park, he said he still can play second base. So we're going to have some mayors out there, some aldermen, trustees. It's going to be a really good elected official role. We have public work. I see a public work team sitting right there. So it's going to be fun field day in Dolton Park, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be coming in June. So there'll be more information coming on that. So pull the old spikes out and loosen them up and do a little exercise. So we're going to have fun in Dolton. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee. Trustee Steve. Greetings, everyone. It is good to be back in the seat. It's a little awkward for me a little bit because I've been over there on the camera for the last 2 years. But it's good to be back. I definitely want to say that communication is key. And if you don't know what we're doing, if you don't know what's going on, you can easily come in and out your house and you won't see nothing. So I want to encourage others to we have an email blast, a text message blast. You got to communicate. You got to stay with what's going on with the village, with Facebook, YouTube, social media. We want social media, and email blast, text message blast. So we want to encourage residents to stay in communication with the village and we promote what we're doing. This is a real team effort, and it's about people knowing what we're doing and improving the village. So I just want to say that. So pretty soon there's going to be an email where you can sign on the website that you can put your email blast, email links so you can receive the email blast so you know what's going on. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Additional comments at this time? Hearing none, we'll move next to our village clerk's report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, great. I would like the board of trustees to approve the minutes for the regular board trustee meeting on April 7th, 2025.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes as read.
I make a motion to approve the April 7, 2025 regular board meeting.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Belcher, second by trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion at this time? Hearing none, please call the roll, clerk.
Trustee Bowman,
Aye.
trustee Sam Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Baxter,
Aye.
trustee Thomas. Motion passed. Thank you very much. I have one other item on the agenda. Normally, at the swearing in, we usually give the elections results, but I'm gonna do it today because we didn't want to, we wanted that to just be a special day and not conduct business. So today, as required, I have to give the election results of the April official results. And it goes as follows. Mayor, Village of Dolton, Jason House, 3,356 votes, which was 95.26%. His opponent, Cassandra Hobson Jordan, received 167 votes, which was 4.74% of the votes. For the village clerk, which for myself, Allison Key, and I didn't have anyone running against me, so it was 100% of the votes. I received 3,431 votes. For the trustees, we have Brittany Norwood, who received 33.2%, and she received 3,242 votes. We got trustee Keanu Belcher, who received 31.65%, 3,108 votes. Trustee Edward Stevens received 31.69% of the votes, and that vote number was 3,112. And then the Nasha Lee Harrison received 3.64% of the votes, which was 357 votes. So that concludes the number of official votes for the April 1st election.
Next one here, we have the administrator's report. They will bypass that one this evening. Following that, we have the engineer's report. Special report for this evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ron Smith with Robinson Engineering. Congratulations to all. Just a couple of items I have in my report. I did provide all of the trustees and also the mayor and the clerk a copy of the report. We will be resurfacing streets this summer in the village. I'm working with trustee Ed Steve on generating that list. We're hopefully going out to bid at the end of the month, and we'll be paving this summer. With regards to flooding, the village is currently working with MWRD on a flood relief project. MWRD, if they have not already, they will be sending out a survey and questionnaire to all village residents to provide details of the extent of flooding in your area. I will be working with the new village administrator on funding opportunities to the point of $1 million for operating expenses, $100,000 for fire hydrant and valve replacement, and also $312,000 for infrastructure improvements. Those infrastructure improvements have to be identified, but I'll be working with the administration on these projects. That concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Engineer Smith? Okay, thank you. Next up, we have department head reports. I don't think we have any pre-prepared reports, but I'll pause it here. There we go. Come on. We'll start with the police department. Officer Terry Young, thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, trustees. Well, it's a good day of dog now, huh? It's a good day of dog. Let's go ahead and get this going. During the month of April of 2025, the Dolton Police Department responded to 1,543 calls for service. In addition to responding to those calls, the following activity was recorded. Parking violation, we had a total of 69 tickets, totaling in the amount of $11,600. We had state tickets at 55. Red light camera tickets, we had 5,415 of those tickets, totaling in the amount of $541,500. Felony arrest, we had 1 felony arrest for the month. Misdemeanor arrest, we had 23. We had 6 more. We also had 2 forcible rapes, 2 murders, 6 burglaries, 19 motor vehicle thefts, 21 thefts, and 1 arson. We'd also like to let you know, in the upcoming events for this month, the Dolton Police Department also has, on May 16th of this year, we are celebrating the Cop on the Rooftop, where we are going to be collecting funds for the Special Olympics. The fundraiser is on May 16th at the City League Dunkin' Donuts from 6:30 to 12 noon. Please come out and join us as we try to bring in small donation and proceeds that will go towards the Special Olympics. Last year, we collected a total of $3,000 that went towards the Special Olympics from the Dolton Police Department. Right. Also, this month will be coming up next month, July
The Cruising on King Drive Car Show will kick off the beginning of July 11th from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. The cars can line up in front of 14122 MLK Drive. Come out and showcase your old school cars, classic cars, motorcycle, trike bikes, and more. Come out and have a good time with us. Please some of this. It's time for us to. We got to get back with the community. We need you all. We can't do our job without you all. So this is a good time for us to do that. All right. Also, we will be having with Commander Riley. We will be getting back involved with the Dolton Police and community meetings. The community meetings. Yes, we do need that because without the community, we can't do our job. All right? So we will be coming back with the community meetings. No location and time has not been determined for that yet at this time. So please, that's the end of my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Can you please make sure that we get a copy of that report?
Oh, yes, please.
Can you always turn a copy of the report into the clerk's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
No problem.
And I think they'll let the chief go.
Hey. Also forgot about National Night Out. I'm sorry. National Night Out.
Yes.
National Night Out is going to be, I believe, August 6th. Is that it? The first Tuesday. First Tuesday of the month of August is going to be National Night Out. This is the night where we in the community, you all come out, meet us, meet and greet, tell us your problems. This is us for us. The rest of the year, just like the car show or whatever, we need to engage with each other. We got to bring this back, and we're only going to do this together. All right, so please come out and join us on National Night Out. Please come out and join us for May 16th for the cop on top. You don't even have to drink coffee, do a small donation, or you can just sit there and talk and tell us what's going on. All right, so please come out and have fun with it. All right.
You asked your phone.
You keep it.
All right, first of all, let me say congratulations to the board, mayor, clerk, trustees. My report is a little shorter, but I just wanted to say that we have the Dolton Fire Department so far. We responded to 2,198 calls as today. The majority of our calls have been a lot of EMS and a lot of lift assists. We haven't had any fires, but most of you know about the fire we had the other day. And that one's still under investigation, so we don't have anything further to say about it besides that. But we do thank all the communities that came to help us, because we needed help. There was a lot of work, and you would be very proud of your Dolton firefighters because they got in there and they got dirty and they did what they had to do. Also, I always get up here and tell you about my smoke detector program. So far, we've given out over 30 smoke detectors to date, and we're looking to give out more. So please, if you need a smoke detector, we need you to call us and schedule a time for us to come out. That number is 708-201-3259, and we want to come out and put in smoke detectors. They're free of charge. We've teamed up, partnered with the American Red Cross, and they're supplying them, and we're here to put them in. Also, in October is going to be Fire Prevention Month, and one of the things we plan on doing is have an open house, which is going to be a big thing for us. We're going to showcase a lot of things that we're doing, that we're capable of doing, and you can see firsthand what's going on with that. We'll have police be there, as well as other people that we work with, and everybody will get to talk and communicate with us and everything like that. Also, we're looking at possibly, the idea right now is floating of of starting some sort of academy for kids to come out and come hang out with us for a couple hours a day, like on a Saturday, and experience certain things. And guys, we will teach them public education. We'll get into the fire service, let them hold the hose and do a few things, and so they can see what we do, so when they grow up, they can hopefully become firefighters themselves. Boys and girls, it doesn't matter, we want them to all come out. And that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can you make sure we get a copy of the report?
Put it in order.
Was there a public works report? None. We don't have. Okay, there's one sent via email, Department of Housing Department, we will pass, along with code enforcement, so the reports will be forthcoming. Next, we will go to the corporate bills. This is normally my report, so this is, so I will read the corporate bills into record. We have the electronic payments register for dated March 31st, 2025. The corporate payments $44,764.03. Water fund register payment $402,856.17. Total payments on this register $447,620.20. Is there a motion to approve the bills as read?
I make a motion to approve.
Second. All right, hearing a motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Holmes. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes. Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Our next register that we're going to read is the accounts payable register dated May 7th, 2025, with corporate payments $978,866.84. Gross payroll April 4th was $419,802.27. Gross payroll April 18th, $424,203.04. Melanie Fitness Center register $1,244.32. Total payments on this register $1,824,116.47. Is there a motion to approve the bills as read?
I make a motion to approve the bills as read.
Second. Hearing a motion, Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes. Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Next, there is no old business. We'll move right into item new business, which is a motion to approve liquor licenses that are listed. I'm sorry, business licenses, business/liquor as listed. I believe there was to be two other businesses listed.
It was two.
Okay, so we will make an amendment. I will ask for an amended motion to approve the businesses as listed, along with the Early Learning Center, which is located right over here in the Dolton Park District. Is there a
I make a
motion?
motion to approve the amendment with Early Learning Center.
Second. All right, hearing a motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion?
So many of these are just for residents to understand, they're already active businesses, they just had, issues getting their license, so we're just approving the license. Okay, I just want.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, so I'll ask Clerk Keith for a roll call, please.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes. Motion passed.
Thank you very much. The next item up here is discussion and action regarding appointment of village administrator. Before getting into this point, I do want to comment because many people know that there were our current now past village administrator Keith Freeman, and obviously you know there was some very difficult moments in the early phases, and I do want to give just kudos for, I'll say, a change of spirit, a change of heart, because a lot of times when people, when things get a little bit tough, they just stop and they don't have the courage to have that change of heart. So I will give credit to that as well as this gracefulness in this transition process, to make sure that the village of Dolton can begin to stabilize and move forward and move onward and upward. With that being said, we are pleased that we will have, or that I'm requesting the appointment of a new village administrator, Mr. Charles Walls, who will sit right here in the front row. Amen, Charles. Comes with a master's in public administration from Indiana University. Comes with 20 plus years as an executive and president or vice president. President sounds better than it could. 20 years executive for Chase Bank and in the financial field. So we have somebody extremely qualified and resides in the great village of Dolton. Yeah. That is the recommendation. I will ask if there is a motion to accept the appointment as requested.
I make a motion to accept Mr. Charles Walls as the village administrator.
Hearing the motion and the second, I'll ask clerk to for a roll call. Trustee Belcher.
No, I just need one person. Okay, thank you, Trustee Norwood. Trustee Norwood? Was that your vote or your second? Okay, so now we'll take a vote.
Yeah, okay.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Speech. Our next,
Okay, one here for
Well, I didn't plan anything.
But he got
First of all, thank you. Thank you to the administration. I want to work closely with the administration to make government more. There should not be a spectacle. There should not be a sideshow. Good government should be more.
Yes.
And I'm happy to be a part of that. Oh, and then DU.
I was going to tell him he started to be a board already. It's wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, we have a discussion and action regarding the public relations service agreement. This would be to enter into the public service contract with High Society Management as our public relations firm of record. Is there a motion to approve the contract as been issued?
I make a motion. Second.
Motion by trustee Belcher, second by trustee Norwood. Any discussion? Hearing none, we will ask for approval.
Mayor, all I have to say is that's how PR started.
PR start. Okay. So I'll ask clerk Keith for a roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next we have on the agenda discussion and action regarding the appointment of Olson Murphy Frazier Craft LTD as the village attorney. I'll entertain a motion to approve this appointment at this time.
I motion.
A motion by trustee Norwood, second by trustee Stan Brown, for discussion. This is to, our village has been without an official attorney of record to oversee the entire village. Olson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath have served in the capacity of our legislative council, and in that capacity, as things have gotten difficult, they've taken on the lion's share of many of our cases to see that we don't have default judgments issued. They've stayed with our village despite more than 2 years without payments, and we're trying to negotiate payment. Oh, never mind. But they've gone over 2 years without payments to the village and continue to serve because they believe in our community. So this will just bring them into the official capacity as village attorney.
We welcome the appointment. We're honored by the appointment. It's been wonderful getting to know everyone here on this board over the last 3+ years. There's a lot of work to be done. There's been a lot of work that has been done. I think you have a great community. You see all the people that are coming to the meetings. You see some new faces at the meetings. I think it's positive. Looking into the future for the village, there's going to be some real obstacles, no doubt. Items that you stop with based on the past administration, but we'll work through it. And I can't wait to work along with each and every one.
With that said, I think we also will mention we are still north of 40 cases that are outstanding as we get to as we're able to get some reduced. There are still some that are popping up. The legal bills and expenses are one of the heaviest burdens that we face as we move into this new administration. There's a big desire, and I say big desire and mandate that we get this under control. However, we also know that our opposing sides, there's some spirited conversations on how we reduce this debt. So I want to make sure that everybody knows we will address all matters out there. We're going to do our best to do it expediently and prudently. That being said, we have a motion and a second. I'll ask Clerk Key for roll call, please.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have a discussion and action regarding the appointment of the Public Works Superintendent. Wait till we get here. So for the Public Works Department, I'm asking for the approval of Mr. Darrell Bunch as the new Public Works Superintendent. Mr. Bunch comes with more than 15 years of experience in public works and working for the great village of Dolton. And in addition, we are pleased to say he is a resident of the great village of Dolton. So I'll entertain a motion at this time to ask for confirmation of this appointment.
Motion to accept. Second.
Here's a motion by Trustee Stan Brown, second by Trustee Holmes. I do have one moment of discussion here. The last 4 years, of course, everybody knows has been challenging. I do commend those in the Public Works Department and those who will supervise the department through the middle of all of the back and forth. It's not been an easy task, and many times we've got frustrated with one another when the frustration did not belong in that department solely. So we as a board are here to bring some common ground and unity and work collectively. And we appreciate those who have been there and worked with us and want to help to bring some normalcy to the department. That being said, I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Man, I gotta give honor and glory to God for all things. And I just thank everyone, the trustees for doing a fabulous job over the course of what we all went through. So I'm a resident, I heard from my family over in Kentucky, everywhere. I had a brother overseas and he called me
Police and Fire Committee, we are recommending as the chair, trustee Kiana Belcher. As a member, trustee Stan Brown, as a member, trustee Andrew Holmes. For the Public Works Committee, recommended chair, trustee Edward Steve, member, trustee Tammy Brown, second member, trustee Stan Brown. Housing Committee, recommended chair, trustee Brittany Norwood, with members, trustee Tammy Brown and clerk Allison Key. The Human Relations and Ethics Committee, as a chair, trustee Tammy Brown, with members being trustee Brittany Norwood and trustee Andrew Holmes. Finance Committee, as a chair, trustee Kiana Belcher, member trustee Edward Steve, and member trustee Stan Brown. So those are the recommended committees at this time. I'll ask the board if we can entertain a motion to accept the committees as read. Motion. Hearing a motion, trustee Holmes, is there a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and second, any discussion at this time? Hearing none, clerk B, please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
and trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Next, we have discussion and action regarding the appointment of co-chaplain. At this time, I'll be asking the board to accept the nomination of co-chaplains. We will be asking them to attend our next board meeting, which would be Monday. Monday, the May 19th, for them to have their formal oath and acceptance should they elect to accept. And the recommendation for co-chaplains being Minister White, along with Pastor William Fleshman. I think these are amazing individuals who service our community without being asked. And I'll ask that the board at this time accept the recommendation.
I make a motion to accept.
Second. Hearing the motion and the second, any discussion? No discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Next, we have on our agenda discussion and action regarding the hiring of chief of staff. My recommendation at this time would be that we hire Tanisha Williams as Dolton chief of staff. This position will replace the executive assistant, so there are funds budgeted already toward this effort. It will just be a reallocation to a different title with slightly additional duties. Many are familiar with Ms. Williams. She has been an employee previously in the village of Dolton with background knowledge on the business license permits and has a resume that does speak to chief of staff credentials. So also a resident of the great village of Dolton. At this time, I will ask the board if they will entertain it, will approve will confirm the appointment as.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Passed. Motion passed.
Okay, next is the motion to authorize village attorney to enter into negotiations with AT&T for the compromise of outstanding bills and authorization for mayor to sign total agreement. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and second. Any discussion at this time?
Just in, you mentioned the appointment for my great attorney here. I'd just like to thank you for sticking in there with us. At one point, you became like family, and it was times when I was so happy to see you because I just felt like they were attacking us, and you were there to help. We were a lot out of the village together. We were hard out downtown together. And I just want to thank you for hanging in there even when you weren't receiving payments. I know sometimes we have to continue to call you. And I was like, damn, we can't even pay him, but we have to continue to call you. So I just thank you for hanging in there with us. You truly appreciate it.
Any further discussion at this time? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher? Aye. Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes? Motion passed.
Okay, item K is the discussion and approval of RFP for lawn care services for abandoned properties located within the village of Dolton. Is there a motion to approve the RFP? Second. Hearing a motion by trustee Belcher, second by trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion at this time? Hearing none, I'll ask for a roll call.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher? Aye. Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes? Motion passed.
Okay, item L, discussion and approval of the 2024 hazard mitigation plan. Is there a motion to approve the plan as presented?
Motion. Approve the plans presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, any discussion at this time? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher? Aye. Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes? Motion passed.
That items M, N, O, P, Q will all be discussed in executive session, and we'll make formal votes as we come out of executive session. Item R is the approval of the traffic red light and code enforcement adjudicator agreement presented by Sandick Law Firm. Our previous attorney had stopped appearing at those cases, so all of those cases were continued for multiple months. And we will now be asking that they step in, and they stepped in at a reduced rate. Your previous attorney was charging $4,400 every time they showed up. And this one is charging $200 per hour, which amounts to about $800 per month. So at this time, I'll ask for a motion to accept that attorney as presented.
I make a motion to accept.
Is there a second? Second. Hearing the motion and second, any discussion? Not, Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes? Motion passed.
Okay, with that, I'll move the brief mayor's report, and we'll go to executive session. Touch on, we did mention we are, first and foremost, thanking the Dolton Park District and their commissioners for the continued partnership that they've shown to the residents, of course, of the village of Dolton, along with this board and the use of the space. Those partnerships mean the world to us, so we continue to work with them, along with school board members and the library board to make sure we really demonstrate the unity that everybody so desperately deserves. We also have to highlight, I don't believe, Mrs. Creighton has Mother's Day brunch coming up this Sunday. So for those who are looking for somewhere to take their mom and have an excellent, awesome meal, please come. More food than you'll be ready for. Treats to go home, good time, fellowship. How much are tickets, Ms. Creighton?
$30.
Tickets for this event are $30. For those who cannot afford them, as the board, we are purchasing 30 tickets this evening. I will be sending you some money. This is not coming from the village of Dolton. Neither did any of the, so please, for those who are looking for somewhere to come for Mother's Day, it will be an amazing time, great turnout. We will have the men in suits serving the moms that they so deserve. So we really want to make sure that those are going to have a great time. The swearing-in ceremony that we had, we're pleased and happy to see all of those faces, all of the great smiling faces in the building. Grateful for the turnout, showing of all the elected officials. We want to say thank you to each one of them. We will be following up with all of them to figure out how we can enhance our partnership and return the favor as great community partners. We'll go into our budget here. And going into the budgets, we are 1 year behind on our budget. So our fiscal year ends on April 30th. So our last fiscal year ended April 30th of 2025 that just came up. And we went through that year without having a budget budget, the year having been completed, we have taken the actual results that we have and made that into the budget, because it doesn't seem to make sense that we forecast on something that we already have results in. But as a matter of course, we have to have that budget completed. We will immediately follow that up with our FY '26 budget, which will cover this period, which is May 1st through April 30th of next year. That budget will be the one that we really look at some of the hard decisions that the board will have to face, being litigation, being overtime, and other matters that we have to address, along with additional revenue sources so we can find ways to stabilize our village. We will follow the process of proper posting, a public hearing where we discuss the budget line by line, followed by a formal vote, and those will be 2 separate days. We have to give out early notification. There have not been the water bills. We have over $5 million worth of water bills that are outstanding that have not been collected that is owed to the village of Dolton. This is, I will say, a preface to what we're looking towards, because we can't afford to continue going without collection of the water. That's just the reality. You will start to see notices, and these are early warnings. We are not looking to go into an aggressive water shut-off mode at this moment. It will be coming in the very near future, so people will begin seeing the warning tag on the door if they happen to be behind. Encouraging everybody to come in, make a payment, and if you're unable to make a full payment, make payment arrangements so that we can make sure that, of course, the water stays on. That is our last resort, is turning off water, but we have to do what's necessary for us to keep our water on. I think those were my comments for today. I have my quote for the morning that I will share with everybody, because as we know that there's some difficult days ahead, and we just try to encourage ourselves to get better every day. These things aren't going to change overnight as much as we want them to. It's going to take us a long road to get ahead, and I encourage every resident that comes with to hold us accountable and continue to do that. We're not saying that to ask for additional time. We want to be realistic. So my quote that came to me was, good, better, best. Never let it rest until good becomes better, and better is your best. So today we are going to start off at good, and we'll get better.